Thanks for joining us. Time to get ready for NBA action on 2K Sports. Tuesday night in the NBA. It's the Miami Heat facing off against the Toronto Raptors. And with the opening tip on the way, let's head out to Toronto and join our broadcasting team of Kevin Harlan, Clark Kellogg, and Steve Kerr.
This is NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Coming to you on this Tuesday night. Hi, everyone. Kevin Harlan, joined by Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr with Doris Burke reporting from the sideline. Now a chance to check out our starting lineups. Someone will be keeping an eye on Shane Battier.
Yeah, he's a bomber. I mean, that's what I love about him. He's as good a three-point shooter as you'll see. And, of course, has the green light to let it fly anytime he wants.
And you've got to respect his willingness to give up his body. Step in, absorb the contact, and put his body on the line to draw charges. That's definitely one of his specialties.
Raptors make a quick stop here at home before heading back out on the road. This, of course, their first chance to play Miami this season. Well, you look at last year, they just could not find their footing, guys, against this team. They dropped all 3 games during the season.
Yeah, a very familiar opponent. They've played these guys an awful lot over the years, and it's the first of their 4 get-togethers this season.
James, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. It's on Jonas Valanciunas. A lot of familiarity with these two teams. Steve just kind of touched on. Clark, do you think it really does impact the rest of their matchups later in the season?
Absolutely, Kevin. It sure does. I mean, because for the winners today, they now know what game plan brought them success. So they've got a blueprint for the next meeting. For the losers, it's back to the drawing board for adjustments. You know, if there was no salary cap, no max contract in the NBA, you'd have to wonder what LeBron James would command for his salary. I mean, he clearly is worth more than the maximum you can pay him because he's so far ahead of everybody else in the league in terms of talent. I think Kevin Durant is probably the only one who comes close to him in terms of a guy of that size and that ability.
Now here is Lowry. And Fields kicks to low. Nailed from three-point land.
You can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
Toronto on defense. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks.
You know, on an ordinary night, I think they would have come out on top in that game. That's how well they played, but they just happened to run into a club that was playing at the top of its game.
And Steve, I think they get the win if that game had been at home instead of on the road.
And going back to the topic of max contracts, if those were higher relative to the cap, it might be harder to assemble the big 3 star trios we, for instance, see in Miami.
And Kevin, I think that's where we're heading with the new CBA. It's going to be more and more difficult to put 3 max guys together. And so teams are kind of working their way through this new CBA, trying to figure out how they're going to structure their payrolls going forward.
The feed now to Cole. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. Cole's got his first 3 points of the game.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
Lowry gets a screen from Valanciunas. The D got there too late, and he'll go to the line.
You know, after the Rudy Gay trade sent Jose Calderon, Kyle Lowry said that now the Raptors were his team. And while that might be debatable, he's clearly got the talent to run a team at the point guard position.
No good on the free throw. And back to Kyle Lowry, a good passer, also an amazing rebounder for a 6-foot-tall guard.
He's physical, doesn't mind throwing his weight around. He's confident. You can see how aggressive he is offensively, always looking to draw contact and get to the free throw line.
That one misses.
You know, one of the things about the Heat since the Big 3 has come together is that they've been able to find the right kinds of veteran players to step in and fill specific roles. for this team as they've won a couple of championships now.
Now here's DeRozan after LeBron James's miss. Lowry passes to Hansbrough, and the layup's good off the glass. Hansbrough's got his first points in this one.
You can always depend on him to put the pass right on the money.
And it's easy to have players want to join the Heat when they're competing for an NBA title every season. But, Steve, even then, they find the ones that most fit their offensive and defensive philosophy, and that's when they're going to come up big for them.
Yeah, for sure. This team has done such a good job putting together this roster around LeBron and Wade. You think about Birdman in the playoffs last year, Battier coming in here as a stretch four. They just found the right players and the right mix, and that's one of the big reasons why this team is back-to-back NBA champs. Well, give credit where credit is due. Terrific assist inside.
LeBron kicks to Cole. Pass to Battier. There's the triple. They get it back. And it's Greg Oden with the finish.
Carving out some space and eating a little glass at the offensive end while he's doing it.
You got it with a ferocious follow.
Yeah, but just another day at the office for him. That's what he does.
And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Outside Lowry. Hansbrough setting the pick for Lowry. And there's the call on James. That is his first foul of the game.
And it's nice to see Raptors coach Dwayne Casey getting another chance at being a head coach. A lot of people felt he got a bum rap back in Minnesota in 2007. He had that team overachieving at 500 when he was let go. So I'm glad he's gotten a second chance and he's making the most of it.
And it's the Heat with the ball, following the miss by Kyle Lowry. Cole, and another basket for Miami. Raptors trail by 5. Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Eric Spoelstra. And what'd you find out, Doris?
And he said a big factor in this game will be how well they're able to handle Kyle Lowry. He admitted being a fan of his game, saying he's a tough athletic guard who really competes. Defense, rebounding, attack the paint, he'll take it to you. We've got to be ready to match his motor and his aggressiveness. Kevin, are they up to it?
And thanks for that story, Doris. And you go back to that Timberwolves team at 500. Casey was let go, and then, Steve, they went 12 and 30 after he was gone.
Yeah, they struggled with his departure, and a lot of the players actually were sad to see him go. So, that's sometimes the case in the NBA. Coaches get blamed for everything, fairly or not. And in Casey's case, I respect the fact that he, got back to work, did a great job in Dallas as an assistant, and is now the head man in Toronto trying to get this team turned around.
Lowry drawing the double team. Hansbrough dishes to Lowry. Pass to Fields. Shot clock at 6. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. The Heat making a switch here. Bosch is checked in. Shot clock at 5. And DeRozan. Here we go. Again, Toronto. So it's Miami now. 3-point lead. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
That was a heck of a performance for them offensively. There were some stretches there where it just seemed like everything was falling for them.
And it wasn't by accident they shot it that well. Their ball movement was excellent. That was the key to me.
Just 4 to shoot. And the rejection by Valanciunas. And here's Lowry. He's coming off a 19-point game against the Bucks in Milwaukee.
Kevin, his passing is what blew me away. I mean, to see him orchestrate their offense so impeccably, that was a sight to behold.
No good with the triple. The Heat leading by 5. LeBron outside. LeBron is screen on Lowry. Doubled by Fields. Wash inside. Hansbrough defending. Gets it to go.
They've been doing an excellent job, Kevin, on the offensive boards here, keeping the ball alive and then converting those second chances when they get them.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto. And as you said, they've been active on the offensive glass.
Boy, and that's something I love to see, Kevin. As a former offensive rebounder myself, I know how demoralizing it is to the opponent when you get a second chance and you put it in the basket.
Udonis Haslem, he's checked in for the Heat. Raptors trail by 7. Lowry passes to Fields. Lowry kicks to DeRozan. Back to Lowry for the 3, and that is good. Lowry's got 11 points.
The points just keep coming for him this quarter, and just at the right time, too, as they try to narrow the deficit.
Cole off the pick from Hazard. Uncovered, and it's Cole missing.
And the defense got away with a major lapse there.
And DeRozan. Here we go. Outside Lowry. Feeds it to Fields. Clock at 6. Tries a 3, and the Raptors hit again from deep.
I don't know how they're going to keep this pace up. Both teams on fire here early.
And playing the game on rollerblades, too.
Here's Cole. Now recovering. Lowry with the block. Here's DeRozan. The finger roll finish at the bucket. And the Raptors lead by 1.
That finish brings me back to the old days. The silky smooth finger roll.
And Cole kicks to LeBron. Sinks the triple. LeBron's got 7.
He's so reliable. And, you know, his offense seems to be consistently there for this team.
Now here is Lowry. He's got 11. He dishes it to DeRozan from 12 feet out. Here's Hansbrough, and there's the call on James. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Already his second foul. He's in danger of getting into very serious foul trouble early in this game.
The Raptors shooting their 3rd free throw shot of the game. That's good from DeRozan.
Well, no team likes to have their first-round pick belong to another team. It gets worse when you're a lottery team yourself and you're trying to build your talent base up. But the Raptors' number 12 pick in this summer's draft went to one of the elite teams in Oklahoma City.
And the lead goes right back over. This is a seesaw affair.
The game's there for the taking, but neither team seems to want it.
Well, Clark, as you said, the Thunder got the Raptors' first selection this last year. Only the way the Raptors would have been able to hang on to it was, Steve, if they jumped up to the top 3 in the lottery.
And as bad as it might seem for the Raptors to have not had a first, I mean, and it is bad, it was as good as any other time for them to not have a first-round pick because the draft wasn't deep, and the Raptors have a lot of young talent already and that they can make improvement with.
And the second free throw, good.
Well, what a series it was in the finals a year ago. Such great basketball, 2 teams that like to play up-tempo. And I'll tell you, the Spurs had Miami. They had the series in the bag. They were 1 play away from wrapping it up in Game 6, but the miracle comeback from the Heat that led to the Game 7 victory and another title for the Miami Heat.
Clark, it was interesting because the games themselves weren't particularly close through the first half of the series, but things started to get really tight when they left San Antonio after Game 5.
How about that, Kevin? You talk about things tightening up. We had a game for the ages in Game 6. 28.6 seconds to go. The Spurs +5. Miami needed a miracle, and they found it in the form of timely three-point shooting and got some help from the San Antonio Spurs missing some free throws.
The Game 6 was about as intense an NBA game as you'll ever see.
Oh, it was off the chart. Absolutely fantastic.
The Heat making a switch here. Anderson's checked in. No good at the stripe this time. Second misses also.
You know, it appeared to be another season where the Raptors would be near the bottom of the league, but while the terms rock bottom and embarrassing floated around, they made some moves and were able to go on a run to climb towards the middle of the pack.
Here's Chalmers, following the score by DeMar DeRozan. Augustine against Chalmers. Here's Haslam, drilled from 6 feet.
Not enough defense there to throw him off his shot. Sometimes it takes more than one defender on him down low.
Well, we all know the trade for Rudy Gay, the major move coming last season for the Raptors. They were able to get a look at the playoff scenario at times. And, you know, Steve, it looked like they were much more competitive down the stretch.
Yeah, this is a team that has struggled the last few years, but I think that spark near the end of the regular season gives them hope. And now it's time to start that climb, get back into the playoffs, and continue to build and become an excellent NBA franchise, because they have the potential to do so.
Well, you know, it seems that Amir Johnson is the kind of player who's always in and out of a starting lineup. Never really had a chance to lock down that starting role for an extended period of time last year, but was pretty good when he did get the nod.
And for Amir Johnson, it's pretty unbelievable, but he's approaching a decade in the NBA. The kid from Los Angeles, it just seemed like the other day, you know, he was just coming to the league, just 26 years of age, and here he is, almost a decade in the league.
Yeah, drafted out of Westchester High School in Los Angeles. You wonder how his development would have been different if he'd gone the college route, but he does seem to be coming on now the last couple of seasons.
Joel Anthony's checked in for Udonis Haslem. And Johnson drops them both.
You know, no denying it's been a heck of a run the last few years for the Heat, but you can't help but wonder if the impending 2014 summer of free agency could be the end of it all. The big three came together in a flash of lightning, it seemed, but it could end just as fast if one or all decide to opt out. The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening, Steve.
No, it's off the charts. It really is. And defensively, I mean, they have to start shutting down some of those lanes to the hoop.
And the defense didn't have position. They whistle a blocking foul, and he'll go to the line. And Clark, as you were saying, the trio of LeBron, Wade, and Bosh all have options in their contracts to become free agents in 2014 if they choose to. And, Steve, you have to think that at least one or two of them might exercise that right.
Well, you know LeBron will, because he's the most underpaid athlete probably in the history of sports. He's worth 10 times what he makes. But it's going to be interesting to see what Miami does here the next couple of years with their roster.
Quincy Aces checked in for Aaron Gray, and he sinks the second.
You know, the Raptors really struggled against the rest of the conference last year, only going 22-30. And that certainly doesn't put any fear in the opponents. They're looking to improve on that this season.
Raptors trail by 3. There's 45 seconds left in the first quarter. Here is Ross. Wade is covering. Well, back to the Raptors. I would expect them to end up with a better win total against the East this year, as they have seemed to, Steve, found a bit of their identity at the end of the season.
Well, they made some dramatic changes in the middle of the year, trading for Rudy Gay, and I think ultimately it might be for the best, you know, as they seem to play with more bite as the season wore on. They had more edge, a little more talent, so now they have to put it all together.
That free throw good from Wade. There's 25 seconds left in the first. And Augustine kicks to Richardson. He feeds it to Augustine. Back to Richardson. He passes it to Augustine. Defended by Chalmers. 6 to shoot. Rejected by Anderson. From midcourt. The basket's coming early and often in the first quarter. Heat lead by 6. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter.
Coming up next Monday night, November 11th, Ty Lawson and the Denver Nuggets go up against the Utah Jazz. Big-time hoops coming your way.
Welcome back, everyone. We're ready to get going again as this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports continues. Players are topped off with Gatorade, hydrated, and ready to get going again as well. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Heat.
How about the work on the offensive glass to this point, guys?
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the floor for Miami, Chalmers and D. Wade are the guards. Joel Anthony is out there with Chris Anderson. And it's Jones in at the small forward. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Gentlemen, there is no doubt Chris Bosh has taken his share of criticism in Miami. People call them, quote, the big 2.5, saying he hasn't lived up to that top billing. But for Eric Spoelstra, he said he is our most important player. We've said that for 3 seasons. He allows everything to work on both ends of the court. Guys, you think about it, offensively, he's a floor spacer and an offensive rebounder. And defensively, he anchors the Heat inside. Spoelstra called him, quote, a perfect fit for their system.
He's got the length factor to be sure. Thanks, Doris. And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
The Heat have magnificent talent, but even coming off an NBA title, they had never put their name into the conversation of the great team until last spring when they went on that amazing 27-game winning streak. Well, Kevin, a look here at last year in the NBA where the Raptors ranked. 3rd in fewest turnovers per game, 5th for free throw shooting. And for the team scoring numbers, not a strong point for them. Only top 20 in the league. This team needs to pick it up offensively.
Very well-coached team, Clark. I mean, you look at the numbers, and you talked about the few turnovers. The top 5 in the league, in fact, in fewest mistakes. So this is a well-disciplined, well-coached team. And when they're on their game, they're just one of those teams you hate to play against because they don't give you anything easy.
Inside Jones. And again, it's the Heat missing. And for the Heat, they were staring right at the 72 Lakers win record, and I'm sure everyone remembers, but ultimately they would fall, Steve, to the Bulls after 27 consecutive wins.
Yeah, that streak to me was one of the great feats in NBA history. Winning 27 games in a row in the regular season, so difficult, but it showed you what the Heat were made of. They really were battling every night, and I thought that put them on a great run heading into the playoffs.
They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points. They have a chance for another one at the stripe.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
Yeah, the defense has been futile here. 5 of the last 6 field goals in the lane.
Shane Battier is checked in for Miami.
Well, you know, there was a time, guys, when the Raptors were one of the top offenses in the league. They just couldn't defend. And then it would switch around. 11-12, they became a much better defensive team and couldn't score. Last season, they kind of leveled out on both sides of the ball.
And Augustine kicks to AC. And he overshot that one, missing.
Now you can see why the defense is willing to let him take that shot. That's really not his range.
Wade outside. The pass to Oden. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. And back to the Raptors, Clark. What you described sounds like a team really in search of an identity. Steve, you see that as well?
Yeah, I think so, Kevin. I mean, this is a club that has the length and athleticism to be disruptive defensively. That's where they really need to focus, and I think that's where Dwayne Casey will really try to make improvement this year.
Well, it was about midway through last season, guys, that we started hearing the rumors about Greg Oden working out and getting back in shape so he could make a return to the NBA. And lo and behold, here he is, the former Ohio State standout.
And for Oden, a new start in the NBA, the former #1 overall pick out of Ohio State back in 2007 for the Portland Trail Blazers.
Such a shame, the repeated knee injuries that kept Oden from achieving all that he'd hoped for in Portland, but you just hope that he would eventually get a chance to return and come back, so it's nice to see him out on the floor.
For Toronto, they have gone 5 of 9 at the line. The Heat making a switch here. Anderson's checked in. And that one misses. The Heat leading by 6. Wade drives in. Back to Oden. Now the dish to Battier. Passes it to Chalmers. Goes up on the block. Misses off the left iron.
You know, Heat head coach Eric Spoelstra worked his way up from the very bottom in that organization. I mean, he got his start as a video coordinator, and through years of hard work and dedication has really become an outstanding coach.
This is to Wade. Battier outside. Back to Wade. A putback, and it's Greg Oden with the finish. And the Heat lead by 6.
That's how to make your mark on the board, with an emphatic finish.
Oh, Clark, he was savage on that second opportunity.
Yeah, those are the types of possessions that are really demoralizing for a defense, guys.
Toronto calls timeout. And back to Coach Eric Spoelstra as a guy who got his start as a video coordinator, picking the game apart. Steve, he's very comfortable with the new advanced stat movement, analytics in the NBA.
Yeah, and I've had a chance to speak with him quite a bit. He says that the way they use advanced stats is just as a conversation piece in the coaching room. Their analytics department will bring them various information, and it will force them to ask questions, which is very healthy for a coaching staff to do.
Well, Heat leading by 6. Now Chalmers. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Washington. Excellent D from Augustine.
And they forced the miss with that good defensive rotation. They're playing well together as a unit.
Miami's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. Wade dishes to Chalmers. He kicks to Battier. And that comes off the assist by Mario Chalmers. Battier's got 5 points so far.
What are they thinking leaving him with all that space out there? Do they not know? Have they not heard that this guy is unbelievable? That's a layup for him.
Anthony kicks to Battier. Now the feed to Wade. Pass to Anthony. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
You know, Joel Anthony is such an interesting case. I mean, growing up in Montreal, he didn't pick up a basketball until he was 16. He got cut from the first college team he tried out for, went undrafted after his success at UNLV, but now, at long last, here he is.
And he can't get the first one. Going back to Joel Anthony, he said he started teaching himself the game from a book he found called NBA Power Conditioning.
Yeah, and that book is more about athletic drills than basketball drills. So you look at his game and it makes sense. It's all about hustle, shot blocking, energy, and defense. And, you know, the coaches absolutely love him, too, because of his work ethic.
Good on the second free throw. Raptors trail by 6. And Augustine kicks to Ross. Hansbrough. Pass to Ross. Lets the three fly. And it's Wade with the rebound.
This quarter has not been his best. The defense may be starting to affect him a little bit.
Anthony kicks to Cole. Feeds to Wade. He dishes it to Cole. 6 on the shot clock. There's the pass to Battier. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. And now let's have a look at the teams that were last year's best from the free throw line. 5th, the Raptors.
I think free throw shooting can be contagious, and it seemed like everybody last season just had the hot hand.
Toronto's gone 5 of 9 when they put up the three-point shot tonight. Now here is Augustine, defended by Cole, and Norris Cole is going to pick up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. LeBron, he's checked in for James Jones. Johnson, the pass to Augustine. And again, no good by Toronto.
Another strong rebound, just like we've gotten used to seeing from them today.
Yeah, 1 or 2 more of those, and this lead will be double digits.
Shots good by Anthony. Raptors trail by 8. Augustine with it, now guarded by Cole. Now here is Augustine. Tight defense on him. Day kicks to Augustine. 5 to shoot. Hits it from three-point range. Augustine's got 5 points now this quarter.
You know, defensively, you cannot forget about him. He gave him a wide open look there.
Anthony kicks to Wade. It's stolen by DeRozan. Fast break, Toronto. Now let's...
Oh, get it! Man, he got fancy with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
Man, I like that. And some coaches might want to see just a sure-handed lay-in, but I say put as much as you can on the finish and get your teammates going.
Augustine off the pick from Hansbrough. Off the pick. And it's blocked by Cole. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. And it's an 8-point Miami lead.
A large part of what they've been able to do here is centered around his offense.
While not as dominant on defense as they were a year before, the Heat still were tough at that end of the court. The thing is, you could see them turn it on and turn it off when they needed to defensively, so they always managed to get the key stop when they needed it. He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
And the Heat with some changes. Greg Oden, he's checked in for Joel Anthony. Anderson comes in for Shane Battier. And it's Allen in for Dwayne Wade. Miami leading by 6. And when you're coming off a title like the Heat are, there is a natural tendency to cruise. But, Clark, you said this, and Steve, I'm sure you want to comment on it. They can turn it up in a hurry.
Well, there's just so much athleticism on this team that if they want to press you in the half court, they usually can force turnovers, and if not, they can also sit back and play a more straight-up defensive style and be very effective that way as well.
Fields can't get it to go.
Solid job by them on the glass here tonight. +8 in rebounding.
Well, you have to rebound to win, and that's exactly what's happening right now.
They get it again. Oden, bank shot, no good. Raptors trail by 6. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Fields dishes to DeRozan. Shot clock at 6. Kept alive. Here's Valanciunas. Soft touch off the glass.
Well, coaches love him because of the hustle he's continually showing out on the floor. And I think where you really see it most is on the offensive board.
And you've also got to love what a forceful low-post defender he is. If he blocks one of your shots, you remember it. He sends them into the stands to make a point.
Tipped away. The drive by LeBron. The shot no good. Excellent defense there from Landry Fields. To the middle. And DeMar DeRozan the bucket on the assist by Lowry. And now just a 2-point Miami lead. LeBron passes to Anderson. Ray Allen is on the wing. Into Greg Oden. Goes to the reverse layup and claps it in. Oden's got 10 points in the game.
Beautiful reverse. He got his glide on and left the D in the rearview mirror.
Outside Lowry. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. He's 0 of 2 at the line in this one.
Quality free throw shooter a year ago, about 79%.
A different look for Miami. Wash comes in for Greg Oden. That's Haslam in for Chris Anderson. Free throw drops for Lowry. There's 48 seconds left now here in the second. Back to Bosch. Valanciunas is there. The jump hook. Bosch misses.
And the defense did a pretty good job of closing off the middle once he got inside the lane.
And DeRozan kicks to Valanciunas. And again, Toronto no luck.
Good percentage shot, though. That's one they'll take any day of the week.
Allen, that's good. And the Heat lead by 3.
You have to love the fact that they created an excellent shot.
Lowry dishes to DeRozan. Back to Lowry. 2 on the clock. And the layup is up and in. Lowry's got 5 points now this quarter.
What an excellent performance from the field for him.
And a tight game here as we end the first half. Miami ahead, up by 1. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow, right here on 2K Sports.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Thanks for joining us on 2K Sports as the NBA season revs up. Let's get into the halftime report. Miami up on top against the Raptors at Air Canada Center. They might be picked as the favorites, but they got a game on their hands, no question. A big first half for the big man, Greg Oden. He's got 10 points and has been a huge factor on the glass. On the other side, the Raptors looking pretty solid as well. High speed, high energy. Every time they get the ball, they're off and running. Through 2 quarters, Kyle Lowry in complete control. Shooting nearly 70% so far, a gaudy shooting percentage, the envy of everybody playing tonight. And look at the games being played right now. Out at the Palace of Auburn Hills, it's the Pistons in front against Indiana. Up big in that one, still in the second quarter. Looking now at games coming up later. Over at American Airlines Center, the Mavericks will face off against the Lakers. A 7:30 Eastern time is tip-off. And now, here's what's going on in the rest of the NBA. New Orleans in a tight one against Phoenix. Second half of play, still anybody's game. Now let's head back out to the start of the second half. Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, take it away.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. Kyle Lowry has just been sensational.
Well, he's seen the court so well tonight. He's made some phenomenal passes here in the game so far in that first half.
You know, some folks say he's not a playmaker, but he's dispelling all of that nonsense.
Lowry and DeRozan, they're the backcourt. Tyler Hansbrough out there with Jonas Valanciunas, and it's Fields in at the small forward. That's the 5 out there for the Raptors.
You know, this is a trend that's catching on more and more in the NBA, and now DeMar DeRozan can be added to the list. He dips his hands in wax prior to the game, so he has a soft feel of the ball. The paraffin wax, we call it.
Kicks it to Lowry. He feeds it to Hansbrough. Turnaround Jay. Miami's gone 6 of 11 when they've taken the three-point shot tonight. Very respectable. Now here's LeBron, defended by Valanciunas. No luck, so the Raptors will take it the other way. And for DeRozan, Coach Casey wants him aggressive, attacking the basket. He needs that soft touch.
Well, DeRozan, yeah, he has to become a better shooter, and as he does, it will make him that much more effective when he's putting up the ball on the floor and getting to the rim, which he's already so good at.
Oden passes to Allen. 5 on the clock. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
Outstanding job there to absorb the contact and guide it in.
That's how you impose your will against the defender. He came to play. You know, Shane Battier was such a great addition for this Heat team. Really a coach on the floor. And since they added him to the mix, guys, guess what? 2 straight championships.
And, Steve, you look at Shane Battier, his ability to cross-match and guard fours down low is one of the keys that enabled the Heat to go small, especially 2 years ago when they were in the finals.
Yeah, and in the regular season last year, it was very successful for Miami. That's why they shot those threes so well, because they had the floor spread. But Battier always willing to take on that challenge physically. The question, though, is when you go against a guy like David West or even Carlos Boozer, it gets tougher. And so in the playoffs, Miami has had to maybe go small a little bit less often.
He's a winner, though, isn't he?
No question.
Now, here is Lowry. T right on him. He passes to Fields. No good from outside.
Still a bit chilly from the field at the start of this third quarter. 1 of 4 so far.
Here's Cole. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Now it's a 4-point Heat lead.
Boy, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip. They've got a battle inside.
Well, this game has been tough, Clark. I mean, they're getting after it, and I think they're starting to run a little bit low on energy, possibly.
Clock at 6. And Fields kicks to Lowry. From the stripe, and the Raptors miss again. The Heat leading by 4. Allen drives in. Cole lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Cole's got 13 points.
After a big improvement defensively in 11-12, the Raptors took a step back in that department last year with all the moving parts, young players they added, and gelling that had to be done. You could see why that would have been the case.
For Miami, they've gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Here's Allen. That is good. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back.
And again, a few more points added to the lead. They might be ready to pull away here.
I wouldn't be surprised, Steve. As well as they've got it working right now, that could be the case.
Toronto calls timeout. Well, we do know young teams struggle with D, as you were talking about, Clark, and the Raptors definitely fell into that category last season. They have some athletic players for sure, and, you know, they could get better this year and beyond, Steve, if they work as a unit. Of course, that'll be the key.
Yeah, they weren't bad by any means last season. I mean, they would end up near the middle or at least bottom third of every big defensive stat. But, you know, they made some strides, and I think this year they have to take that next step, and they've got to continue to build on what they have.
And that one's good. 18 points for Kyle Lowry.
His shooting has been so good today, and he may have to take it upon himself to try to get his club out of this hole.
And the rejection by Valanciunas. And here's the fast break. Fields leading the way. Yes! And the foul. That's on LeBron James.
Good defense, but you gotta love the finish with the finger roll over the top.
The Raptors have gone 6 of 11 from the line tonight.
Landry Fields, who last season signed a nice big 3-year contract with the Raptors, but suffered an elbow injury and missed more than a month, and really struggled with his shooting in his return. That's something that he brought to the table as a Knick, and the Raptors were counting on. They're hoping that he can bounce back and be the player he was 2 years ago.
Steps back and shoots. Again, Toronto.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
The Heat leading by 3. Here's Cole. He's got 13. The drive by LeBron. Bosh.
The solo alley-oop. That's not something we see too often.
Timed it perfectly. You're right. It caught the defense totally off guard.
I remember Tracy McGrady doing that. First guy I ever saw pull that off.
That's tipped. Cole dishes to LeBron. To the inside. Fields with the steal. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And the silver lining when you talk about Fields shooting, that's never been the strength of his game.
No, he's more of a complimentary player, an excellent rebounder as a wing, smart defender, can guard multiple positions. Just kind of knows how to play and knows how to contribute to a team.
And the first one at the line is good. Udonis Haslem. He's checked in for Miami. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses.
Well, coming off a title last year, you always wonder if a team will maybe relax a little bit. They usually won't admit to it, but Chris Bosh readily said it at times that his team had a difficult time lighting that fire again.
Just 5 on the clock. The drive by LeBron.
Tell you what, LeBron can absolutely soar in for the finish. I remember last year, the alley-oop in the conference finals against Indiana just almost put his head on the rim.
Air freight is a nickname we could dub LeBron James. I mean, he's an unstoppable force and an immovable object. Defensively, the strength, length, mobility. He can wall you up and lock you down and put you away.
And both free throws good for LeBron. Raptors trail by 6. Lowry with the ball. Now guarded by Cole. Lowry kicks to Hansbrough. The dish to DeRozan. Working on James. The fadeaway. gets it to go. DeRozan's got 17. Let me go back to what Bosch said. I think that is true for every team, Clark, that comes off a championship, but they usually don't admit it like Bosch did.
Well, you know what? Once you've won it all, there is a bit of a relief and a little malaise that may settle over you, but I've always respected Bosch's candor. He's a guy who doesn't bite his tongue and he articulates what he feels, and I think it's impressive that they fought back to the finals once more because that shows they eventually did recapture that fight.
Cole, the pass to Haslam. Ray Allen is on the wing.
There's been a change in his game compared to what we saw in the first half. I mean, he's scoring with a lot of confidence now.
Raptors trail by 4. Hansbrough setting the pick for Lowry. Passes to DeRozan. Dishes to Hansbrough. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Tyler Hansbrough, a physical player, came out of North Carolina, is really good at drawing fouls in bunches, even in limited playing time.
And for Hansbrough, a low career field goal percentage for a big man, but his free throws help make up for that in a way.
Yeah, he's a guy who's just going to put his head down and try to create contact, get to the line, find some garbage points around the basket. But he's an energy guy and someone you love having coming off the bench because of the spark he can provide when he enters the game.
Jonas Valanciunas, he's checked in for Toronto. Richardson comes in for Landry Fields. Hansbrough hits them both.
The story in the first half was their low free throw percentage. They've corrected that here in the second half, and hopefully they can build on it as this game continues to progress.
Haslam dishes to Cole. Haslam a screen on Lowry. Here's Cole, the feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. Cole's got 15.
Well, we've seen that more than a few times. An easy bucket in the lane.
Yeah, the interior defense simply has been lifeless.
Lowry kicks to Hansbrough. And it's Miami with the rebound. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. The feed to Cole. Haslam a screen on DeRozan. Another shot. The kick out to LeBron. Three-pointer. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got 7 rebounds in the game. Lowry passes to Richardson. Back to Lowry. He kicks it to Valanciunas. Nice D from Bosch. Miami leading by 4. LeBron dishes to Bosch. And Cole kicks to Haslam. Pass to Allen. 6 to shoot. Feeds it to Bosch. Fires for 3. And LeBron gets it to go with the assist by Bosch. 14 points for LeBron.
A little confusion defensively.
Yeah, you know what? He sent the D a little message with that 3.
And it's blocked by Bosch. Ray Allen is on the wing. Defended by Valanciunas. And Cole kicks to LeBron. And that'll be Miami as it goes out of bounds. The Heat retain possession.
A moment here now to see the numbers for LeBron James. Terrific year last season for him. 4th in scoring, 5th in field goal percentage, and his passing skills were on full display last season. He was in the top 15 in the league in assists.
And Steve, he was definitely one of the most reliable, efficient scorers in the NBA. I mean, his top 5 ranking put him right there in the ranks of the elite scorers.
Now a timeout called by Miami.
Yeah, he definitely saw some things that were not working for them out there, and now he's going to make some adjustments.
I'm not sure what it was, but he clearly wanted something to change out there.
Greg Oden, he's checked in for Chris Bosh. Clock at 6. Oden kicks to Haslam. Puts one up from 19. And the basket good. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back.
You know, it's not so much that the Heat score a lot of points. It's just that they score them in spurts. It almost is a surprise when they end the possession without scoring or getting an easy shot. So good at spacing the floor and moving the ball.
And now looks like we've got an injury here, guys. We'll likely see him come out of the game.
Yeah, from the look on his face, he's in a lot of pain.
Yeah, it sure looks that way. He's going to come out of the game right now and get that thing checked out.
DeMar DeRozan, he's checked in for Toronto. And that one falls for Cole.
They got to keep fighting their way to the line, guys. This half, it's been nothing but success for them there.
And their confidence has to just continue to go up the longer their perfection continues.
Shane Battier is checked in for Miami. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Raptors trail by 11. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Pass to DeRozan. Trying to get back on track. And that's 2 points on the layup. DeRozan's got 8 points here in this quarter. And Clark, just as you said, the Heat just so efficient offensively. Made about half those shots they took on the year and ended up with the best shooting percentage, Steve, in the NBA.
Well, it was all about floor spacing and LeBron, Kevin. They put shooters everywhere, but LeBron and Wade would attack, and they had really good flow and movement with the ball. I think over time now, given this team 3 years now, it's one of the best offenses in the league.
Outside Lowry. He dishes it to DeRozan. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got 4 assists in the game. Allen off a pick from Haslam. Oden kicks to Cole. Oden a screen on Lowry. Back to Oden. Just 5 to shoot. And the pass to Allen. That's good.
He's finding all kinds of ways to get it done. What a quarter he's had.
Raptors trail by 12. Outside Lowry. Kicks it to DeRozan. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession.
That was an awfully risky pass, guys. Lucky it didn't wind up as a steal.
Well, it nearly did wind up as a steal, but no harm done in the end. They hang on to possession.
And the Heat making a change here. Bosch is checked in. Here's Lowry. He's got 21. No good on the quick 3.
They've shown effort and aggression in the paint right from the tip. Their rebounding edge is impressive.
And I'll tell you what, they've turned a lot of those rebounds into points at the other end.
Cole, the pass to Bosch. And it's Kyle Lowry with the rebound.
Boy, he really bungled that finish.
Jacks up a 3. Cannot hit.
All game long, guys, he's been getting it done. Really doing a nice job rebounding.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, they've had a major advantage on the glass, dominating that stack.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Heat lead by 12. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our 4th quarter coming up next.
The new season in the NBA rolls on. Kyrie Irving and the Cleveland Cavaliers take on Joakim Noah and the Chicago Bulls. Coming your way next Monday.
Welcome back. 4th quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for Miami.
How about the three-point shooting we're seeing so far, guys? Amazing.
I've been impressed with how well they penetrated tonight, too.
On the floor for Miami, starting the 4th. Ray Allen and LeBron fill out the wings. Chris Bosh is out there with Shane Battier, and it's Cole in at the point guard position. Lowry with the ball, now guarded by Cole. Lowry kicks to Fields. Back to Lowry. 6 on the shot clock. It's off his leg, and it's whistled a kick. Here is Lowry. Lance Lowry again missing.
I wonder if switching baskets really threw him off. I mean, because he can't get anything to fall this half.
Bosch dishes to Cole. And he's knocked off course by the D. The foul called. He'll shoot free throws. Gets on Jonas Valanciunas.
Talk about the definition of a role player, guys. What the perfect role player should look like, I think it's Shane Battier. I mean, he's as good as it gets in that role. An elite defender, can guard anybody, and he can hit the three at a pretty good rate. Smart, good passer. Just the epitome of what you want in a role player.
The Raptors making a switch here. Aces checked in. And he's good on the second. And, you know, you talk about Battier, he knows how to play his role. He doesn't try to do too much.
Yeah, he's got a great basketball IQ, understands angles and percentages, and seems to be able to guard about 3 different positions, and a terrific weak side defender. He's always the guy there waiting to take a charge.
The clear look at the hoop, he doesn't miss many of those.
Allen, DeRozan defending. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Really not hard to argue that Ray Allen is one of the greatest shooters of all time, but with his ability to stay healthy and still contribute, how much longer can he play? I mean, that shot isn't going away anytime soon, fellas.
The first one falls. You talk about the longevity of Ray Allen. He's had some ankle and foot injuries over his career, but his conditioning, Steve, has never been a question.
Never. And his style of play, where he runs defenders around, coming off screens, demands that kind of fitness. Both from him and, of course, whoever's guarding him as well.
Greg Oden, he's checked in for Shane Battier.
Well, it was a little bit of a surprise, guys, going into last season when Ray Allen signed a contract with the Heat. He took less money than the Celtics offered him. And no question about it, there was some anger from his former teammates in Boston when he left.
Fields' shot is good. LeBron with it. He feeds it to Oden. He passes to Cole. Here's LeBron. Fires the jumper from the corner and nails it. And the Heat lead by 16. And Clark, for Ray Allen, I don't think joining the Heat was just about jumping on a winning bandwagon. I think there'd be some issues for him in Boston.
Well, there were a lot of rumors that he and Rajon Rondo didn't quite get along, and Allen wanted maybe a bigger role offensively. And in fact, you know, his minutes went down last season with the Heat, but he clearly fit in well. Came off the bench and really fit nicely with that shooting ability next to LeBron and Wade.
Shane Battier is checked in for Miami. Hansbrough, the pass to Augustine. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
That's his 3rd person, the team's first.
Amir Johnson's checked in for Tyler Hansbrough.
Augustine. At the line for 1.
The free throw drops for Augustine. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the 4th quarter. Allen kicks to Cole. The dish to Oden. Allen passes it to LeBron. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Fields with the steal. And DeRozan. Here we go.
Yeah, the shots finally dropping for them in bunches, and I'll tell you what, the complexion of this game has totally changed.
You know, that kind of offensive eruption was the only thing that was going to get them back into this one.
Well, Heat leading by 9. Dishes it to LeBron. From 15 feet away, Toronto grabs the miss.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
And DeRozan, here we go. Keeps it alive. Great positioning on the putback. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back.
That's purely a hustle play there. Getting to the offensive glass for the tip in, well done.
And that's, a quality you see any strong offensive rebounder possess. And we saw it right there.
Yeah, it's the anticipation more than anything. It's understanding where that ball is going before anybody else on the floor does.
Now here is Augustine, defended by Cole. DeRozan dishes to Augustine. Outside, Fields. The Heat leading by 9. And Cole kicks to LeBron. No one near him. No good off the back of the rim. And the Raptors with possession. They're on a 12-4 run right now. Johnson sets the screen for Augustine. And Fields kicks to Augustine. There's the feed to DeRozan. And good. Coming in on the assist by DJ Augustine. Augustine's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Cole off the pick from Oden. Valanciunas on the double team. Battier kicks to Cole. Pass to LeBron. Lets it fly. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. Raptors trail by 7. And here's Augustine. He kicks it to DeRozan. Johnson outside. Toronto working the ball around now. Clock at 4. Here's Fields. With 1 on the clock. And the dunk by Valanciunas.
A sensational run has them on the brink of tying it up or even taking the lead all of a sudden.
Steve, quite a turn of events here. I mean, they really snapped into focus in a hurry and tightened up their game at both ends.
Timeout called the Heat.
It was a slow start at first for Valanciunas, partially because he was hampered by injuries at times. But towards the midpoint of the season, I think he really started to find himself.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Eric Spoelstra address his team. His advice clear-cut. I want to see you playing to win, not playing not to lose. I don't care what the lead is. We do not back off.
And as always, Doris, thank you. Here's Cole. LeBron drives in. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. And a moment to check out Miami and who they've got coming up. They host the Clippers after this game, and that game will kick off a 4-game homestand.
Yeah, some good matchups all over the league today, but the one I have my eye on is that L.A. Clippers game.
And for Valanciunas, in his rookie season, you got to figure, Clark, a big part of it adjusting to the size and the strength of the NBA.
You're all over it, Kevin. He does need to add some muscle. He's athletic, gets up and down the floor pretty well, has excellent hands, which you can't teach. So that's an asset you love to see. I think in time, he could be one of the top scoring centers in the league.
And Cole kicks to LeBron. Feeds to Cole. Back to LeBron. Battier outside. And it's off from three-point range. Raptors trail by 5. Augustine passes to Fields. He dishes it to Augustine. Rejected by LeBron.
Well, he hasn't had much success shooting the ball, but it's not too late for him to get it turned around and start contributing.
They need this one. Count the bucket. LeBron's got 8 points in the quarter.
Well, nothing was going down for him in the first half, but since the break, he's been on target.
Augustine dishes to DeRozan. Shoots from 12. And Hansbrough kicks to Valanciunas. Landry Fields on the wing. Augustine with it. Now guarded by Cole. Landry Fields on the wing. Pass to DeRozan. Tipped. Here's Cole. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way. Look now at the Raptors' upcoming schedule. They'll be off to Charlotte for a meeting with the Bobcats after this one. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip. And it's the Raptors' ball. They're on a 16-6 run. And Augustine kicks to Fields. Augustine off target with his 3. LeBron passes to Battier. Down low. Here's Allen. And he uses the glass on the layup. And now a 9-point Heat lead.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
Augustine off the pick from Valenciunas. Augustine with it, now guarded by Cole. Fires from deep. Augustine, no luck.
Just an enormous advantage for them on the boards.
Guys, the key to the lead, to me, has been they've dominated the glass. It's that simple.
Toronto's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. And Hansbrough kicks to Fields. And there's the pass to Augustine. Shot clock at 3. This one for 3. The shot is off. And the Heat going the other way now.
Well, he did have a three-pointer in the first half, but so far here in the second, he's come up empty. Well, it's been a tale of two halves, hasn't it, guys? After a terrible first half, he's really picking it up.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Toronto calls timeout.
Well, he's got to be disappointed with his team's play over the course of this run, and thus the timeout. You got to talk things over, try to get back into the game.
Something has to change for them as they haven't looked good at all during this run, so a timeout is appropriate here.
The Heat making a switch here. Bosch is checked in. Here is Fields. Outside Lowry. The three-pointer is right on target. Lowry's got 10 points in just the second half.
Boy, he's putting up big numbers in that three-point column, guys.
Miami leading by 8. Cole dishes to Allen. Out to Battier. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
Incredible. Only took them a few seconds to answer the three ball with one of their own.
Let's keep this thing going, guys. I love seeing a three-point battle like this.
Here's Lowry, and it's blocked by Bosch.
Well, I think one of the stories has been rebounded.
Right side Bosch kicks to Battier. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. And LeBron gets it to go with the assist by Battier. 25 points for LeBron.
You know, he's showing some kind of a killer instinct this quarter, trying to stretch this lead out.
Gets the bucket. That's 28 points for Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, beautiful drive there, going right around the bigger man.
The Heat leading by 12. LeBron outside. Allen. And there's the call on Bosch. That's his third foul of the game. 1:25 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Now here is Lowry. The three. Miami grabs the miss. Battier's got 6 rebounds in the game. Here's Allen. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Allen's got 8 points here in this quarter.
They are not letting up, guys. They just keep coming at them.
And I'd say that lead is too big to overcome at this point.
DeRozan passes to Lowry. And it's blocked by Battier. But they get it back. Shot clock at 6. Goes back up. And DeRozan kicks to Fields. And not a good shot for him. They can get better looks than that. Miami's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. He feeds it to Cole. Allen. Inside to Bosch. It's stolen by Hansbrough.
And this game is finally getting away from them.
Yep, it has gotten away. There's not really anything they can do now.
About 3 seconds between shot and gameplay. That ball's nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Well, the grimace of pain tells it all. He's hurt, and let's hope he's okay.
Injuries are such a difficult part of this game.
And from a glance, you really can't tell just how bad it is, but he's going to come out, and we'll find out now how bad it is. He may be done for the game.
And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession.
That's a poor possession. You just give away the ball with a sloppy pass.
The Raptors shooting straight 49% from the field. Takes a 3, and yes, sir, that one drops.
Kyle Lowry with a beautiful setup.
11 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Wade dishes to Chalmers. And so it's Miami winning this one. Both teams played well, but these guys had the edge.
Yeah, I think so. They were just steak knife sharp. Very on top of their game here.
Well said. Well, that'll do it. For Dorisburg, Steve Curry, Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying so long. We'll see you next time. And as we leave, we give you our Jordan Player of the Game, Ray Allen.
Thanks so much for tuning into the NBA here on 2K Sports, a Tuesday night NBA presentation. It's the Los Angeles Lakers going up against the Dallas Mavericks. And without any further ado, let's head to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew at the arena. I'll be back at halftime.
A view here from above the Trinity River of the skyline of Dallas, Texas. The Mavericks look to take charge at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, and we're going to bring it to you live. Now a chance to check out our starting lineups. Of course, Monte Ellis is a force to be reckoned with, no question about it.
Well, Ellis is just a dynamic scorer, as we all know. A penetrator, a lane runner. He's a guy who can absorb contact in transition and still finish off plays. Just one of the best perimeter players that we have in this league.
He really is. He's always been a great scorer. He's been asked to take a lot of big shots. That's nothing new for him to have the ball in his hands with the game on the line. You never know. We might see another game winner here tonight.
The Dallas Mavericks, they come in off the loss to the Memphis Grizzlies. And boy, they really got humiliated at home. They got flat out dominated in that game, guys.
And that night, guys, they didn't resemble the team we're used to seeing, either as individuals or as a unit.
Steve, I thought there was really a lack of leadership. Nobody really gathered the team and tried to rally them. And sometimes you have to do that with your body language and your voice. To me, that was the most disappointing thing about the loss.
Harris passes to Marion. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
You could see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. A pair of teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And what a play to make it a close game, a potential momentum builder.
Hey, there was no question about it. Everybody knew DeJuan Blair had talent when he came into the NBA, but people were scared off because he had no ACLs in his knees. A valid reason if you look at it from that standpoint, but he continues to prove the detractors wrong by still being in the league.
A chance now to go to Dorisburg, who had a chance to talk with Rick Carlisle.
Obviously, we talked about Steve Nash because you can't argue he's one of the best point guards over the past few decades. The coach told me that Nash's ability to control tempo, to get everyone involved, and to communicate so seamlessly with his teammates is what makes him so dangerous.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. And for DeJuan Blair, it started to become difficult for him to carve out minutes with all the front court talent the Spurs have.
Yeah, now on a new team, getting a better opportunity. And you know his rebounding ability will always been there. That's something that translated directly from his days at Pittsburgh. But can his health stand up? Can his knees hold up? If they do, he's a very valuable player.
Now Nash, after Devin Harris's three-pointer that didn't go. Nick Young on the wing. There it is. It's Nash picking up the assists.
Well, I think this is the start they wanted. Come out and put some points up early. 3 or 4 so far.
Harris outside. Harris gets the screen from Blair. Ellis, that's good.
They can't afford to give him that kind of look.
Well, it came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to fight over the top of that.
Well, you look at the Lakers' struggles last season, I think it surprised most of us. You know, some of it was injuries. Part of it was just a lack of production off the bench. Then there was the inconsistency of the coaching and just the number of different people who were on that bench. So, difficult season for the Lakers.
Here's Harris after the basket by the Lakers. Ellis back to Harris. That three off the mark.
Boy, I'm shocked he didn't make that one. He usually knocks that one down with ease.
Nick Young on the wing. And there's another one for the Lakers. And you look at the struggles of the Lakers bench last season when injury struck. They didn't have the players really to fill that void.
Yeah. You know, Kevin, I think for the Lakers, the bold strokes for the star players have been impressive, but it's the fine details of finding undervalued role players. That's where they've been lacking. Once injuries happened, that was thrown into sharp relief. And really, even when healthy, to win a title, you can't just have a great starting five. We know that. You need another 4 or 5 players you can count on to give you quality minutes.
Defense just has to fight over the top of those screens.
Especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, he doesn't miss too many open shots.
Now here is Harris, looking for his first basket still in this one. Back to Ellis. This one for 3. And good coming on the assist from Devin Harris. Harris has got 3 assists tonight. Last game for the Lakers, they picked up the W against the Atlanta Hawks.
Well, Kevin, they constructed a perfect offensive game plan going into that game, and it was quickly apparent how powerless the defense was to stop them.
Powerless is a good way to put it, Steve. We're unlikely to see that many uncontested baskets again anytime soon. Well, Monte Ellis has never been short on confidence, and last year he went as far as comparing himself to Dwayne Wade, saying the only difference between them is that Wade has rings. That's a pretty big difference, though.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Los Angeles.
Boy, they've come out of that locker room with the hot hand. Those jumpers have been falling for them.
And they're sharing the ball, too, which I love. They're piling up the assist. We're seeing great offensive movement.
And you talk about the talent and confidence for Monte Ellis. Steve, what's the balance between confidence and like overconfidence?
Well, I think the balance is in your decision making, and that's the trickiest thing for really talented young players to figure out. It's just when to attack and when to back off a little bit. And that's all stuff that just comes with experience.
This last summer, the Mavs asked fans to submit some redesigns of their uniforms for future use. Always kind of neat to see when a team and organization reaches out for the fans' input.
And the defense looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Yeah, I like that. A foul to save the layup. Make him earn it at the line.
Lakers shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. And he knocks down the first one. And back to the Mavs, definitely a big move by them to reach out like that. Nothing like bringing crowdsourcing to the NBA and building a bridge, Steve, with your fan base.
Kevin, I had a chance to see some of the designs of the uniforms that were being suggested. Some pretty sharp-looking duds, but there were some other ones that were absolutely hideous. So let's hope the decision-makers in the Mavs organization pick some of the, let's say, the more clean-looking new uniform suggestions.
And Blair kicks to Harris. Just 5 on the clock. And Monte Ellis the bucket on the assist by Harris. Harris has got 4 assists now tonight. Lakers have gone 6 of 8 in the game so far. A very solid start for them. Lakers working the ball around now. Kobe kicks to Young. Young, right side. No good from 11 feet. The Mavericks have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Harris dishes to Ellis. Blair a screen on Kobe. And it's Monte Ellis with the finish.
Well, that's some physical basketball out there. I'm glad I'm not in the middle of that. A hard pick and an assault on the bucket.
Old school stuff there.
Yeah, there was a lot to like on that play.
And the Lakers with possession here. The Mavericks making the shot. Kobe draws the double. Ellis and wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. So it's the Lakers now. Gasol passes to Nash. Kaman kicks it over to Nash. And stolen by Harris. Gets to the rim for two with the D all over him. Harris has got his first points in this one. Jordan Hill, he's checked in for Pau Gasol. Lakers trail by 4. Kaman sets a screen for Nash. Kicks it to Young. And the Lakers with another miss. For Dallas, they've gone 7 of 11 from the field to begin the game. Here's Harris. And count the basket. He is fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
This is great stuff, guys. You can tell he's hurting, but he continues to play well.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Dallas.
Now, they didn't waste any time getting into a groove out there. They're dialed in from long range.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break. And, you know, for the Lakers last season, a lot of turmoil. And you think about the coaching change, but it wasn't just that. It was a whole system change as well. And the front office felt the Princeton offense they started using wasn't working out. So they were in a state of flux all season long.
The poor shooting from him this quarter. His shooting percentage nowhere near where he'd like it to be.
Kobe dishes to Young. Back to Kobe. 6 on the shot clock. Fade away. They get it back. Here's Hill. Banked in off the glass.
Well, coaches love him because of the hustle he's continually showing out on the floor. And I think where you really see it most is on the offensive board.
And I also can't get over how much energy he expends rebounding the basketball. He goes all out on the boards every single night.
And going back to the Princeton offense that Clark mentioned, Steve, tell us about that offense and why do you think it didn't work out?
Well, they only gave it 5 games, Kevin. I mean, Mike Brown was 1-4 when he got fired, and that's impossible to install an offense and expect it to work that quickly. So, I mean, I think the offense would have been fine if they had given it time and given Mike Brown some time to install it.
You know, the Mavs, like many teams, are always aware of who the free agents are that might help them become better. And prior to last season, they made sure they got their finances in order to make a run at Darren Williams to bring him home to Texas. Didn't work out, but they did the same thing this last offseason.
And for the Mavs, they know that in order for them to remain competitive and not go through a traditional rebuilding phase where they're going to finish, you know, at the bottom for a few years, you know, Steve, they're going to have to lure some free agents.
And one way or another, their top brass has always made sure that they would be able to move contracts around and make an offer to whatever big-name player was out there. But think about it. The last 2 years, they had unlimited cap room, unable to lure that big free agent fish to Dallas.
Now here's Johnson. 11 points last game. Blake misses. Feeds to Harris. And Johnson with the block. Johnson off the pitch from Sacco. Johnson outside. The feed to Blake. He passes to Hill. Blake with it. Now guarded by Ellinger. The basket counts and one. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play.
Boy, this game is off to a terrific start.
No doubt. On both sides, high-octane offense.
Larkin, he's checked in for Devin Harris. Free throw good, Blake.
Well, for the Lakers last season, it seemed there was so much turmoil throughout the year. Injuries, coaching-wise, changes in the offense. They never were able to really gain any momentum. They made a decent run at the end of the season, but that didn't carry over into the postseason when they were swept by the Lakers in the first round.
Now Blake. After the missed three from Ellington, Johnson, the pass to Sacre. On the wing, Johnson. Shot's good. Johnson's got his first 2 points. Mavericks have gone 50% from the field in the first quarter, 8 of 16. I think going back to D'Antoni and the Lakers, that Howard and Gasol were made more than a little disgruntled with how Clark he made use or didn't make use of them offensively.
You know, the Lakers brought in D'Antoni to try to emphasize Steve Nash and his role in the offense, but I think they neglected how that would affect the 7-footers. Didn't do a really good job of incorporating those guys, and when you've got Kobe getting his shots, that's a tough dynamic to work through.
The Mavericks leading, and this matchup with the Lakers, it's their first meeting of the season.
Well, last year's season series between them was a battle of two of the NBA's mid-level teams, and they didn't get the better of them.
Blake with it, and it's Carter picking him up. They get the rebound. The Mavericks shooting at around 42% since the opening tip. Lets it go from deep. The three-pointers right on target. These guys were a tough opponent for them last year, Clark, like Steve was just saying.
Yeah, when you're so evenly matched with the team, Kevin, it doesn't make you feel that good to drop most of your games against them because you feel like you should at least win some of the games you play against this team.
Brandon Wright's checked in for Dallas. Now, here is Hill. Passes it to Blake. Hit his leg. And the ref saying he kicked it. .116 left in the first quarter of the game. Pass to Johnson. Clock at 6. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Johnson's got 5 now.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
I just love the mentality they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing anything. They're moving it side to side and working to get a good shot.
There's 49 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Blake. Dishes it to Sacre. Johnson attacking. The pass to Blake. Back to Johnson. And Johnson missing again. Mavericks leading by 4. Crowder defended by Meeks. Ellington kicks to Crowder. There's the triple, and out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession. Here's Blake. Back to Johnson. Takes a 3. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession.
Mavericks ball.
6 seconds left to play in the first. From deep three-point range. And that does it for the first quarter. Mavericks lead by 4. And don't go away. We'll be back momentarily.
Tune in Monday, November 11th. Michael Conley and the Memphis Grizzlies go up against Paul George and the Indiana Pacers. It's the real deal.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Mavericks?
I was impressed with their transition game, guys. They really got out and ran the lanes.
Yeah, they did. I mean, no better way to get easy buckets than through fast breaks.
Mavericks leading by 4. And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Pau Gasol is out there with Johnson. That's Steve Blake. Then there's Farmar. And it's Hill in at the 5 spot.
Anytime you see Vince Carter and you start thinking about how he was as the undisputed dunk king in years gone by, but as his spring and lift has been grounded, he's made up for it in other ways and has really improved as a defender.
Exceptional play to take the bump and still get it up and down.
Yeah, way to stay with it and look to finish the play right there.
Samuel Dallenberg, who's checked in for Dallas. And Steve, going back to Clark, he really took the league by storm back with Toronto. Still an NBA player with great quality.
Yeah, he can do a little bit of everything, Kevin. Not the explosive guy that he once was, but he's always been a skill player with his long-range shooting, his ball handling, good passer. That's why he's still hanging around and still making a contribution here in the NBA.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Gentlemen, Rick Carlisle is widely considered an outstanding strategist and X and O's coach. But with the turnover on the Mavericks roster the last few seasons, he's tried to keep things as simple as possible for them. He said, quote, "My ongoing goal is to call less or no plays if we can. We want our guys to make plays." Kevin?
Well, Doris, when you've got that kind of talent and IQ, playing on instinct can certainly be effective.
Been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costing him.
Larkin, the pass to Carter. Here's Larkin, who's guarded by Johnson. Lito. They get it again. And Dallenberg kicks to Carter. Johnson dishes to Farmar. Right side Gasol. Right block shot. And the bank shot is good. Gasol's got 6. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Passes to Larkin. Screen by Dallenberg. A 3 ball. Off target from outside.
Couldn't convert, but nice little two-man game there.
And it wouldn't surprise me to see them go back to that the next trip.
And here is Blake. He dishes it to Farmar. 6 to shoot. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket. Larkin kicks to Carter. And he's knocked off course by the D. The foul called. He'll shoot free throws. That's on Jordan Farmar.
Hey, you really can't say the Mavericks were a bad team last year. They were just a little below par compared to what we've been accustomed to. They just were not nearly as deadly offensively, and that's always a recipe for struggles in the West.
That's good from Carter. And for the Mavs against the rest of the West, as you were just talking about, Clark, they went 24-28 against the rest of the conference. And while that is all right, Steve, it's not going to get you into the playoffs.
Not with the depth of this conference, Kevin. And I think you have to be at least 500 this year against the West to get in. The Mavs know this, and they've been a perennial playoff team for a long time. They just couldn't quite get everything together last season.
Now Blake. On the wing, Johnson. And it's off the back rim. No good.
He slipped into quite a funk here, Clark.
I think that's a good word to describe it. I mean, the basket is looking awfully small to him at the moment.
Well, he's such a versatile scorer offensively. I mean, Gasol's a guy who shoots with range. We saw him even make some threes last year for the Lakers. But really good at the mid-range area, and he'll just punish smaller defenders down on the block with either hand.
And, you know, some have labeled him a finesse big man, Steve, but I think he's consistently one of the league leaders in offensive rebounds. You can't be a finesse guy and gobble up offensive boards. He's got that big height advantage, especially at power forward.
And the Lakers making a change here. Young's checked in. No free throws good from Gasol.
Lakers still pursuing another title, but it would be a real shock if that were to come this year. A lot of age and injury on this team. They lose Dwight Howard. This is a club that just doesn't have enough athleticism and speed to contend for a title.
There's the pick. Doubled by Blake. Pass to Lito. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession.
Well, let's take a look at last year's Dallas Mavericks and where they ranked in the NBA. Second in free throw percentage, 5th in assists, and they also showed up in the top 5 in fewest turnovers. When you squeeze the orange and take care of the basketball like they do, you put yourself in position to win.
I was just really impressed with the free throw shooting that you mentioned. Top 5 in the league in free throw percentage. Says a lot about their concentration and their focus as a team. And this is a key part of the game for this team. They've got to get to the line and knock them down to have a chance to win.
And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
That's a couple of very shaky possessions in a row. One turnover right on top of the other.
Yeah, I think they just need to slow it down for a minute, catch their breath before they give the ball away again.
Well, back to the Lakers. Clark, you think they're too old? Is this a team that needs to rebuild?
Not yet, Kevin. The saying is young doesn't win in the NBA. I think for them, health and chemistry are the most important factors. Also, I think this is a franchise that has shown it can make a home run deal like acquiring Pau Gasol in 2007. Got 2 titles out of that move. I think they'll look to add some youth through their bench and restructure the personnel a bit, and they'll position themselves for another run, perhaps.
Another shot. Nice shot by Dallenberg. And the Mavericks lead by 2. LA's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Blake passes to Farmer. He feeds it to Young. And the Lakers with another miss.
Kind of rare to see him come up empty on a wide open look.
Farmer kicks to Blake. Here's Lito. The rebound by Blake. Blake's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Farmer dishes to Blake. He kicks it to Farmer.
That's a second personal foul. If he gets another, it probably puts him on the bench for the rest of the first half. Certainly was not the year the Mavs expected or had in mind last season. After retooling and expecting a playoff appearance, they ended up out of the playoffs and looking for answers.
And the first one at the line is good. And the Lakers making a change here. Ryan's checked in. So Farmar nails both of them. The Mavericks shooting at 36%. They really seem out of sync offensively. The dish.
24 seconds.
You can do it, Alex!
presented by Sprint.
Thanks for joining us on 2K Sports as the NBA season revs up. Let's get into the halftime report. Los Angeles in front against the Mavericks at American Airlines Center. A young NBA season. They're looking to climb over 500 with a win here. It's been a Pau Gasol clinic in this one against the Maverick D. He's got 10 points, and he's been working to get great looks from the field, making his trips to the free throw line count as well. And for the Mavericks, it's a grinded-out effort. Great activity defensively. They're taking measured risks, trying to force turnovers, putting a lot of pressure on that end of the floor. Monte Ellis having a big-time game. His shooting percentage off the charts right now. He's got the magic touch from the field, no question about it. Checking out some of the games still in progress. The Pistons have the lead out in Detroit against the Pacers. Second half of basketball just getting started for them. And another game going on, a tight game for the Pelicans squaring off against Phoenix. Second half of play, still anybody's game. And here's a look at the other NBA action from around the league. For the Raptors over at Air Canada Center, they're trailing to Miami. Into the second half, and it's a close one, a 1-point difference. And now we'll get you back out to American Airlines Center. See you next halftime.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now.
What a game for Ellis. He's got 21 points, and he's added to his numbers by hitting 4 shots from the three-point line.
Well, 12 points from long range, so the defense has to figure out a way to defend him a little differently, try to get into his airspace.
They've got Ellis. Marion is out there with Blair. Then it's Dallenberg. And it's Harris in at the corner. So that's who Rick Carlisle starts the second half with. Nash outside. Feeds it to Young. Shot clock at 5. And Kobe, here we go. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
You know, it's interesting. Kobe, the last few years, has gotten very loose with his opinions. He's not afraid to say it like it is. And I think one of the inflammatory remarks he made that caught a lot of attention was when he mentioned that the Olympic team back in 2012 was better than the 92 Dream Team.
And that was a bold thing to say going back to Kobe. Definitely got the media talking, Clark, about, you get the feeling he actually believes that they were better.
He might have been right, he might have been wrong. I mean, I think it comes back to the fact that Kobe has no problem saying things that might not be easily received. I'm not sure why anybody is surprised by that. I mean, you don't get to be an elite player without having very high confidence in your ability and your team's.
Harris kicks to Marion. Back to Harris. Lets it go from 14. Green for 2 points. Harris has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And it was almost like he was surprised to be that wide open, yet he knocked it down.
Nash outside. Back to Kaman. There's the pass to Young. Nash outside. Some solid defense from Harris. The Mavericks trailing. Back to Ellis. Ellis off a pick from Blair. Ellis draws the double. Harris, the feed to Marion. And good coming on the assist from Devin Harris. Harris has got 6 assists now in the game.
So much of what ailed the Lakers could be traced to the lack of defensive presence. And it really came to a head when Magic Johnson, one of the greatest Lakers of all time, called them out about looking to play Showtime offense while not paying attention to solid defense.
Gets it to go.
And still perfect here in the second half. 4 for 4 from the field.
Lakers trail by 4. Gasol, a screen on Harris. Passes it to Kaman. Gallenberg's there. And it's Kaman missing. And going back to what Clark said, they didn't actually try to run that much based on tempo, more than what they might have been used to, certainly, Steve, but the D was a concern in a major way.
Well, it was really more about teams running wild on them instead of the other way around. You look at the Laker personnel, big front line last year with Howard and Gasol. The transition defense wasn't quite there. You throw in the injuries. They were never able to find that balance between good offense and solid defense.
Jordan Hill, he's checked in for Pau Gasol. Nash with it. Nick Young on the wing. They can't stop the run with that one.
And offensively, they have yet to hit a shot. Slow start here to the second half.
Took the opportunity when he saw it. Now it's a 6-point Dallas lead.
Well, the execution just has not been there defensively in the second half. They look a step slow out there.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Keenan sets a screen for Nash. It's back to Hill. Nash outside. Clock at 6. Keenan. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
Quality free throw shooter a year ago, about 79%.
The first free throw is good. And he makes both free throws. At this break in the action, we can show you the teams that had the most rebounds last season. The 4th spot held by the Lakers.
Yeah, it was an impressive campaign for their big men, and I thought the whole team did a really nice job of getting bodies on people and really boxing out.
Ellis with it. Picked up by Kobe. Dishes to Marion. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
You know, well, the days of the Matrix putting up 22 and 12 with a couple of steals every night are long gone, but Shawn Marion is still a big factor for teams as he's such a solid defender with his reach and really causes problems in the passing lanes when he's out there active.
And he makes the first. And at 35 years of age, Shawn Marion still an outstanding rebounder, top 5 among small forwards and rebound rate last season.
And inside, he's very dangerous. He's got a lot of little funky shots, little floaters and runners. He does have the ability to step out and make a 3, particularly from the corner, but it's really in the paint where he does his damage.
And no good, trying to use the glass.
4 straight misses. They've got to find a way to get back on track.
Shots good by Ellis.
Now, halftime was exactly what they needed as they have shot the ball much better coming out of the break.
Yeah, they have looked a lot better this half. I don't know what it was. Perhaps they changed the rims, unbeknownst to us, but something changed.
Terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the hit.
That's how you do it, the bump and the bucket.
And let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for the Mavericks.
Boy, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
And they continue to knock down the long-range three-point shot as well.
And came in no good on that one.
Samuel Dalembert out of Haiti, guys, 6'11" with long arms. That size makes him a fearsome rebounder and shot blocker, and also a pretty good offensive rebounder as well.
They've been able to get out to this lead without really getting a very reliable performance out of him from the field.
Kobe passes to Nash. Out to Kobe. And the Lakers with another miss. And Dalembert not just rebounder defender. He can give you some scoring as well. And last season, Steve, perhaps his best offensively.
Well, he's an underrated shooter from mid-range, and I think he came into the league pretty raw, but now that he's in his 30s, he's really improved that shooting stroke, something that most players do over the course of their careers because of all the work they put in.
Outside, Kobe. Back to Young. He dishes it to Gasol. Right on him. Shoots from 8. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
You know, for Pau Gasol, calling last year a rough year might be an understatement. He fought off an injury and tried to find a role on a team that was in transition. A year like that can really take a lot out of a guy.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
Well, not great numbers for him at the line, but not terrible either, about 70%.
And Steve, for Pau Gasol, he dealt with knee tendonitis from the first day of the season, then a concussion, torn plantar fascia. I mean, he just had one setback, it seemed, health-wise after another.
It was just that kind of season, which symbolized the fate of his Lakers, too. They just never seemed to get it going until it was too late. But, you know, with Gasol, we're talking about a guy who's remained effective for a long time in his career. And when you have that kind of skill level, I think your game can translate as you get older.
Count the bucket. 14 points for Devin Harris.
Well, you can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
Nash gets a screen from Gasol. Nash outside. Gasol kicks to Meeks. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Dallas leading by 5. Harris outside. He feeds it to Crowder. Right. Gasol with the steal. Nash outside. Back to Gasol. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
You know, even though he's getting up there in years, guys, Pau's effectiveness shouldn't really drop off much. He's a long, skilled player who doesn't play off the ground very much, and his versatility should help his longevity.
First free throw is good. Clark, you mentioned the versatility of Pau Gasol. Steve, it's really the defining quality of his game, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the ability to do so many things offensively as a big guy just really completes a team. Now you can run any kind of offense you want. And Pau, as a passer, as a scorer, as a shooter, has been one of the best in the game for the last decade.
Mavericks leading by 3. Now here's Ellis. He's got 25. And it's Carter missing.
Misfires again, and the ball just refuses to cooperate with him. It's a tough day so far.
Hill, a screen on Ellis. Nash kicks to Johnson. Los Angeles with another miss. The Mavericks have gone 7 of 10 on their field goal attempts here in the third. Ellis can't get it to go. Lakers trail by 3. Johnson dishes to Gasol. Meeks inside the three-point line.
Wow, that was unbelievable.
Look at that. How about that? Look at that. Dallas has gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Here's Ellis. From 13 feet, it goes down. Ellis has got 27 points.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
Meeks. And it's blocked by Wright. That's good. And that's 15 points for Pau Gasol.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
No question. Pound it into the painted area and continue to put pressure on that defense.
Shoots the 3. A rebound by the Lakers. Nash has got rebound number 5 here tonight. The open shot by Johnson. The offensive rebound. That puts them in the lead. 6 points for Hill. Guys, close one here. No team getting a huge advantage.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, there have already been 5 lead changes, but nobody taking control of it.
A great matchup. I mean, these two teams really, really match up well talent-wise. I'm enjoying this.
Wide open. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Crowder's got his second basket of the game. The Lakers trail.
Let's take a look at Monte Ellis, some of the stats for him. Very nice season for him last year. 4th in steals, and he became a real offensive threat, one of the top 15 scorers in the game.
He also managed to be top 5 in steals as well, Steve, and that was significant. I mean, he was really good at lulling ball handlers to sleep, giving them kind of a false sense of security, and then he'd pounce on it as it was being dribbled to the floor. And he got a lot of his pilfers that way.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Chris Kamen's checked in for Hill. And Nick Young is subbed in for Wesley Johnson. Los Angeles making a switch here. Nash is checked in. Ellis against Kobe. Ellis outside. Pass to Harris. From outside the arc. Good, and the assist goes to Ellis. Ellis has got 3 assists tonight.
I don't think they can ask much more of him than what he's done this quarter.
Nash kicks to Kaman. Young outside. There's the dish to Nash. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Ellington gets a screen from Aaron. The open shot, Ellis, and it's Dallas with another. Lakers trail by 6. Outside, Kobe. He kicks it to Nash. Nice passing here by Los Angeles. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Fades. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Nash has got 6. Mavericks leading by 4. Harris passes to Ellis. Back to Harris. And it's sent back by Kaman. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Nash dishes to Kobe. Young guarded by Harris. And Young kicks to Kobe. Soft touch off the glass. Now just a 2-point Maverick lead.
No, the only tough part of that basket for him was getting into such good position. The rest of it seemed easy.
Ellis with it. Picked up by Kobe. Kaman against Wright. He passes it to Harris. The 17-footer. Harris missing again.
Well, the shot was there for him, and he had to take it. I don't care if he didn't convert. He's got to take that every time.
Young passes to Kobe. Kicks it to Nash. Back to Kobe for the lead. Good, and the assist goes to Nash. 16 points for Kobe Bryant.
Another good look there, and that's his second three-pointer of the game.
Harris dishes to Ellington. Young with the steal. Goes up. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
And once he took off, it looked like the defense just had no interest in getting in his way.
That's one where you just give up the 2 points and move on.
But they'll get another chance. From deep, Ellis. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Los Angeles on top. They lead by 3. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center.
NBA season blasts off. Kyrie Irving and the Cleveland Cavaliers take on Joakim Noah and the Chicago Bulls next Monday, 7 o'clock Central.
And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Lakers.
From mid-range, it's been a very nice game for them. I mean, they've been finding the bottom of the net a lot.
And they're attacking the gaps in the defense with their quick, aggressive drives into the paint area.
So for the Lakers right now, inside the 7-footers, Gasol and Kaman. In the backcourt, Steve Blake and Kobe Bryant. And it's Young in at the 3 spot. Blake for 3. It's rebounded by Dallas. Marion's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Ellis kicks to Dallenberg. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Dallenberg's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for Dallas. Here's Kobe. Working on Ellis. 3-pointer. And Nick Young, the bucket on the assist from Kobe. Kobe's got assist number 5 here tonight.
A little confusion defensively.
Yeah, you know what? He sent the D a little message with that three.
Here's a look at the schedule for the Los Angeles Lakers. Their next game is at the Rockets Arena in Houston for a game with the Rockets. That matchup falls in the middle game of this 3-game trip. Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. That is good. 31 points for Monte Ellis.
You're going to be waiting a long time if you're waiting for him to miss that when he's that open.
Kobe against Ellis. Here's Hill, and good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points. And the Lakers lead by 4.
Boy, what a great job making good on the second opportunity. He stayed with that play from start to finish.
Harris kicks to Ellis. Back to Harris. 6 on the shot clock. Second chance shot. Here's D'Alembert. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. No good on that one.
Hey, D'Alembert has been what he has been for a long time in the league. A solid defender that can give you a few points and block some shots. But last season in February, he came out of nowhere to drop a career-high 35.
Pau Gasol's checked in for Los Angeles. Good on the second free throw. And going back to D'Alembert last season, you look at his production, some of the best numbers of his career, and yet, Steve, his minutes weren't very consistent. Why do you think that was a problem?
Well, part of it, Kevin, was just the logjam of quality big men in Milwaukee. It was tough to find minutes for everybody, but I think also D'Alembert can sometimes make mistakes that get him into trouble with his coaches. Even when in the big picture he might be playing well.
Marion backing down, and it's rejected. Harris with it. Now guarded by Blake. The second chance effort. Harris misses.
Great defensive anticipation there to challenge that shooter.
And Young, here we go. Great defense that time from Ellis. The Mavericks trailed by 5. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Harris kicks to Ellis. Dallas, no good that time either. Missed inside. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. And the whistle blows as the basket counts and a three-point play chance right here. 1 free throw coming up.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
Yeah, the defense has been futile here. 5 of the last 6 field goals in the lane.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Kaman comes in for Jordan Hill. And it's Nash in for Steve Blake. The Mavericks have gone 2 of 7 from the field in what's been a cold start to the fourth quarter for them. Dallas calls timeout.
Well, just too many easy buckets, in and around the paint. So he wants to put a stop to it. This timeout is going to be used to try to tighten up the defense.
Guys at this level, they won't miss often if you keep giving up looks inside, and they're paying for that right now. Good timeout here.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Rick Carlisle was going over with his team in that last huddle. He was riding them pretty hard for the number of silly fouls they've committed in this game. He said, listen, we need to have some defensive discipline. Stop fighting on the shot fakes, stop reaching in, and stop giving them free points at the free throw line. We'll see if they'll respond, guys.
All right, Doris, thanks. And it's Harris off the drive, and it's Gasol with the rebound.
That's the kind of defense required when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were right in his face.
Nash kicks to Kobe. Pass to Gasol. Working on Blair. Shot from 12. A nice shot by Gasol. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back. Harris against Nash. Harris kicks to Ellis. Feeds to Blair. Working on Gasol. Shot to stop the drought. Blair can't hit. Los Angeles leading by 10. Kobe goes in. Young outside. That's in, coming off an assist by Kobe. Kobe's got his 7th assist here tonight.
Getting the feel out there from long range, guys. That's his second three of the half.
Harris setting the pick for Ellis. The pass to Marion. Marion, right side. Ellis. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Ellis has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Right back at you. They immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading punches, that's how you answer.
Young left side. Again, Los Angeles.
The more touches he gets, the more this lead will grow. He has just been unconscious this quarter.
And here is Harris. Harris, right side. The feed to Blair. Ellis. And it's sent back by Kobe. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Here's Kobe. Passes it to Gasol. And stolen by Harris. It's Marion with the drive. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Well, he's been a real positive factor for them today, although, you know, as a team, they've had a lot of negatives mixed in there as well.
Now Nash. Came in a screen on Harris. Nash drives in. Right through the D for the layup. And the Lakers lead by 11. Dallas has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Nash against Harris. Dishes it to Ellis. And good coming on the assist from Devin Harris. That's 36 points for Monte Ellis.
He has not lost his focus today. Even when things haven't gone his team's way, he's still bringing it.
Kobe gets a screen from Young. And Kobe, here we go. Good.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
Dallas shooting in the fourth quarter has looked shabby, 38%. Here's Harris. A three-pointer off the mark.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Blair, a screen on Kobe. Here's Ellis, and another basket for Dallas.
He's having quite the quarter here, guys. I mean, shooting the ball extremely well.
Lakers leading by 9. Kobe, the pass to Nash. He dishes it to Kaman. Young. Lakers passing it around. Nash hits to Young. Offline with his three. The Mavericks shooting 43% from the floor. And it's Ellis penetrating. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. Ellis has got 40 points.
What a quarter for him at the offensive end. He's ignored the scoreboard and continued to go out there and do his thing.
Here's Kobe, and it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Well, guys, with Kobe, it's all about the ability to create his own shot wherever and whenever he wants. And he does it with a combination of size, speed, and tremendous footwork.
Yeah, Steve, but it doesn't end there. I mean, even if you do manage to stick with him and get a hand in his face, it really doesn't matter. Hands just don't seem to bother him at all. His concentration level and confidence at such a high mark. Once he gets it going, there's really no slowing him down.
Here's Harris. And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession. Los Angeles leading by 10. Nash gets to Gasol. And that one's good. Gasol's got 9 points now in just the second half.
Boy, I tell you what, he's having one of those days where if he takes it, he makes it.
Harris dishes to Marion. He feeds it to Ellis. Misses the three. LA has gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Nash the pass to Keenan. Nash kicks to Kobe. Ellis on him. Takes it from 10. Kobe misses. Mavericks trailed by 12. Ellis with it. Guarded now by Nash. Got that bucket in no time at all. Ellis has got 42 in the game.
Got to give him a lot of credit for the way he's played personally, trying to bring his team back.
Lakers shooting it up around 51%. They're getting good looks. Timeout called the Lakers.
Yeah, clearly they were starting to show signs of fatigue, so coach wanted to give them a second to get their win back.
Kaman with the ball. On the wing, Kobe. And it's Ellis with the rebound. Ellis has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. And that's 19 points for Devin Harris. Lakers leading by 8. And Kobe, here we go.
You know, even though he's bite-sized compared to the big man on the floor, he's done some really tall work on the board.
Took in no time at all on that one. Ellis has got 44.
Well, his scoring this quarter has been off the charts, and the complexion of the game as a result may change.
So it's the Lakers now. Kobe sets the pick for Nash. Pass to King. The dish to Kobe. Just 5 to shoot. No good. Great defense that time from Ellis. Mavericks trailed by 6. It's Marion with the drive. And Monte Ellis the bucket on the assist by Marion. Marion's got 4 assists in the game.
And he has been their unquestioned leader offensively this quarter.
.125 left in the fourth quarter. Up top, Kobe. He's guarded by Ellis. Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession.
Oh, that certainly could be costly. In a close one, those kinds of mistakes can really give the other team momentum.
And it's Harris off the drive. Out to Marion. Back to Harris. Puts up a 3, and that one's good. And it's now only a 1-point Laker lead.
He didn't have a single three-pointer in the first, but here he is knocking them down.
To stop the drought, sinks it.
One after the other, Kobe taking care of business.
Dallas has gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on 3-point attempts here in the fourth. Ellis dishes to Harris. Back to Ellis. He kicks to Harris. It's good! A tremendous 3 to tie it up.
Oh, what a clutch shot. That could be the difference maker.
Big moment in this game.
Kobe goes in. Back to Kaman. He passes to Kobe. Ellis on him. And here's Nash outside. Trifecta!
They do have a foul to give here.
Yeah, you might see them use that at some point. I would.
Dallas calls timeout. They're trailing by 3. 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
Well, they've got 2 options here. They can go for the 3 and the tie, or the quick 2 and the foul.
I like the idea of going for the quick 2. Take it to the rim, and that wouldn't be a bad way to approach this situation.
Kicks to Dallenberg. So it's the Lakers who come out on top here. They're this tight, but they manage to come up with the win.
Nobody wants to lose a close game, Kevin. It's much better to win those tight.
Now it's time to say so long. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. Now it's time to present our Jordan